Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jamie. If you're new here, we do bullet journal content. And today we're going to talk about our reading journal, or my reading journal. And the challenges I'm doing this year, how they're going, what trackers I'm using, what my formats are, and if I'm liking them so far this year. And then at the end we'll do a little bit of stats as far as what I've read. So in my journal, I have one at a time. I have my reading goals, just things I want to try to accomplish during every month of the year this year. So I've got read a comic or graphic novel, read a nonfiction, read a classic, read a book in a series, read most or all of my book club picks, read books from my challenges I'm doing, and read in ebook format because I'm really bad at that. You can see the classics is not going well. The other tracker I started this year is my format tracker. I had one last year, but this one is slightly different. So I did a little bookshelf here, and then these are just stacks of books, which I thought was kind of cool. So we got purple is physical, brown is a library book, green is an audio book, blue is an ebook, and this pinkish red is manga or graphic novel. Now the blue is not very distinguishable from the purple. Like that's purple and that's blue. So they're kind of close and similar. So color wise, I'm going to have to switch that out. It doesn't show up as good as I want it to. Now the thing is, I read 25 audiobooks this year. But caveat here is this tracker says I've only read 8. And that's because if I got the book from the library or if I physically owned the book, then I counted that, the physical copy versus the audio. I only counted the audio if I only read the audio in this tracker. So I was trying to remember, I'm like, wait, this doesn't make any sense. And that would be why. So future me, write yourself a note so you know. So I've just put the color code of the format and then an initial for the month. So this was January, February, March, April, May, June is lowercase, and then July I went uppercase because I was like, I have to be able to tell the difference between months. So that's where we're at. And then once I run out of space here, I'll get as close as I can to these colors, probably in like a dot marker that I have, and then just go ahead and use this side of the page here. Just because I think it's a really good tracker to use. It was quite a while to set up, but I really like it. So reading goals and format of the book I'm reading. And then this one is the genre. Now, I do like this, however, I wanted to use my gel pens because I never use my gel pens. Well, this was a terrible idea to use your gel pens for this. At least coloring the whole thing. Maybe if I just did a ribbon at the top or the outline in the color, maybe that would work better. I don't know. I'm gonna revisit this for next year. But under this little tapestry picture thing that I did, I have my color key. And since sometimes this is hard to tell what it is, I also have a color key here. So it goes in order. And then this is the number of the pen that corresponds to these. And these are the colors. So that helps. And I can just pull that out whenever I need it. So through the month, I'll write what the book was down in pencil. And then at the end of the month, I'll erase those and then color over it with the color. And if you're curious about this page, yes, it is specifically to ensure that if I turn the page and it's not dry yet, that I don't mix colors and that doesn't stick to each other. So that's what I'm doing there. This is my books read list. So I used to do this in the beginning where I just literally have a running list of all the books that I've read this year. And what I did with this is I color coded my star rating here on the bottom. And then if I DNF'd it, it's got a dot on this side and it's that reddish color. I also differentiated between months. So the first one is my January, and that's in black. Then February is gray. March is black, and so on and so forth. So every other month I switch color pens, just so my eyes can tell easily which month is which. So I'm really liking this tracker. And then my comic tracker and my manga tracker for the series that I wanted to read this year and how many of that series I've read. This is going well. Comic tracker, not so much. So my series overview. So this was all the series that I'm currently reading that I wanted to read this year, or that I wanted to continue reading this year. I did add two. The 6 Two-Door Queens and the Renegade Angels, those two were added after the year started, or after I started the journal. And I probably should have did this differently, but it's a gray dot for each book I have read. I probably should have did a different color for books I've read this year once I started the journal, but I didn't. Future me, ideas. Figure it out. So yeah, this is just a glaring reminder that, hey, you've got series that you are working on and you should probably read those. Hence the monthly goal of reading a book from a series. Okay, and then 23 reads to read in 2023. These are just books that I wanted to get to last year that I didn't get around to. And as you can see, I haven't gotten around to one of them, and I'm currently reading this The Nightingale. So that's only 2 off of this whole page so far. So, you know, we're doing great. It's like no pressure. It's just these are the ones I thought I wanted to get to and I just haven't. So it's no big deal. This is my page of shame, my classics. I have read one. I read The Raven off this list. Wuthering Heights was a book club pick. I haven't read it yet, but you can see that this is not going well. And then just reading prompts, just different stuff to kind of get you in the mood to read if I'm like feeling like uninspired on what to pick up. And then books from last year that I didn't read, again, in case I'm missing some inspiration. This is my favorite challenge, the A to Z challenge. I did this last year and I did really good. I think I only didn't do like 1 letter last year. So the title of your book starts with the letter of the alphabet. And you can go ahead and remove the A, the and, the, you know, whatever first little opening word is on the title if you want to. So like R was The Raven and Other Poems because Raven is R, and so I just neglected the. So I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left, and we're only halfway through the year. So I'm doing good, but you know, these ones are not the common letters, so it's fine. I have a couple books slotted for those letters, so hopefully that'll happen. I had Dracula slotted for D and then ended up reading Drowning, so that qualified, so I just went ahead and switched that out. No big deal. So again, this is my favorite challenge I've done, so I highly, highly recommend this. And you can also do this for authors' names, probably last name of the author, to start with all the letters of the alphabet as well. Buzzwordathon from Books and Lala from Kayla. Love that. So for each month, we have a prompt word. And for each word, I wrote in pencil the book that I thought fit that prompt. And then actually printed out the cover and pasted it in for the one I actually read for said prompt. So July is The Sunshine Mind, which I had checked out and had to return to the library, and then ended up getting checked out again. But I also got She Who Became the Sun, so I really kind of want to read that one. So just, it's a weather related word, so sky's the limit on that. Aha, pun intended. The Rad Reading Challenge, forget her name, I'll link it in the description box. I think her name was Rachel, maybe, that came up with this. And the 9 prompts change each year. So I've got 3, 6, 7 out of 9. So I just have 2 left. And then again, I've written in titles that I think fit that. And so if I read it, cool. If not, I can obviously change it out. So my challenges are going pretty good so far. This is new this year, Book Bingo. I looked at a couple different people's just like on Google and Instagram and whatnot, and Pinterest, I think, and kind of came up with my own board. So I have 3 bingos that I've made, and then I just wrote down when I made the bingo. The goal is for a blackout, obviously. So I only have a couple left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I only have 8 left. That's not bad. And then my special edition log, I'm logging what books I'm getting from like book boxes or special edition companies. And then if I read them, and then I go ahead and X them out. So I haven't read very many that I own. And clearly I'm going to need another page. That's my book bracket for best book of the year. Haven't even started it yet. I can't decide how I want that one to look. So for the library book log, excuse me, these are books I've checked out from the library that I have read. Sometimes I check books out and I either DNF them or don't get around to them by the time they're due back. And so, you know, you don't always read all the books, which is fine. So this is just 10 dots of different colors at a time, just so I can get a quick glance of how many I have read. And then my book club pages, which I love doing this. So the month, the book for that month, and then I go ahead and put a little check mark sticker once I have read said book. So I did not read this one, and I don't know if I want to signify if I've DNF'd it, because I DNF'd Vicious. I didn't like it. But this one, not my jam, so I'm just not even going to bother reading it, which is totally fine. The Citadel with Mel from Mel Reads. I have read all of the picks except, again, Wuthering Heights. It's on my radar. I'll get there. But I DNF'd Sirens and Muses, and I DNF'd How to Sell a Haunted House. They just weren't my jam. Olivia Reads a Latte for the Lou Phantasma book club. I DNF'd Priory. Didn't even try A Day of Fallen Night because I was so bored. Gideon Trilogy I'm loving, and I haven't started the Nona the Ninth yet, but I need to. So again, the books, the month, and then if I've read it, it gets the little check mark. And then Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin. I know, I'm terrible with his. But in my defense, I'm not a middle grade reader, and 2 of these are middle grade. Final Strife is technically adult. This is a different cover from the other challenge back here, but I do plan on reading this. It's not over yet for July. And then I do own Hummingbird Salamander. I just haven't gotten to it yet, so we'll get there. And then Jessica over on the YouTubes and the Discord. We have a J&R book club. So Jessica and Rachel, besties. So again, the months and check mark if I've read it. Currently reading Promises of Pomegranates, so the May pick, and July I can't find anywhere to like check it out for free, so I'm gonna have to probably buy that one on Kindle because it's a new release, so just came out in May. And then my Read My Shelves challenge is I'm trying to read more of my physically owned books because I'm kind of going hog wild with the library option because that's a new thing this year. So I'm trying to read at least 100 pages to try out the book, and I'm doing pretty good. DNF'd a couple of them, but that's fine. Again, this is just trying to get me to move through my physically owned books. And then my Around the World challenge. So this is the last challenge I have, is reading a book by an author from every country around the world. That's the goal. And it's crazy how many books are written either by American authors or authors from Britain. So you have to be kind of selective, and I'm trying to read more translated works, so I'm hoping that that will help. So I've read a few from Asian countries, and one from New Zealand, but not a whole lot. So, and then anticipated releases and recommendations pages, those aren't challenges. Okay. So, along with said reading journal, let's flip to a book club page. In my everyday journal, just put this right here. I have, dun, da, da, da. You know what? I'm just gonna stack it. That's fine. I have a bookshelf, which is just book club picks for that month, and each month is color coded. So January, February is blue, March is purple, April, May, June, July is blue. And then over here, if I read a novel, doesn't matter if it's book club or not, any novel, then I color in the box. So I know how many actual novels I've read. I'm not counting comics or manga in this. Just actual novels. I'm not liking this because I'm coloring it in with a dot marker, and so it doesn't look that great. So I'm thinking from here on out, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the dot and see how that goes. But if I've read it, it gets a check mark. If I DNF it, it gets an X. If I didn't even start it, it's still blank. So, like I said, I'm reading Promises and Pomegranates right now. Have to start Note of the Ninth and the Encyclopedia for Witches. These two I haven't gotten a hold of yet, Court of Nightmares and Leech. So, that's just my little tracker in my actual everyday journal. And then I have TV shows and movies trackers. And then this is a challenge, so I may as well share it here. My 23 things to do 23 times in 2023. This is from Jessica or Joshi Corinne. I don't remember if she got it from somebody. She started doing it, I think, in 2019, maybe. So I have things on here like watch new movies, TV shows watched, because I'm terrible at these things, documentaries watched, book club books read, book series completed, save money, water goal met, steps reached, pounds lost, long-term spreads, projects tried, self-care time, date days, social outings, because I'm an introvert, try new foods, new restaurants, visit new places, visit states, make new memories, write letters, give gifts, donate things, and social posts made. This one I'm counting for my YouTube channel, so I actually have to mark up a couple more on this one, but I think this is a really fun idea. And then again, you can like track specific things, specific days if you want, so you have a record of when you did said thing. I don't think I need that, but if you need to, then obviously you totally can. Just does, she tracks certain things, not everything, but that's a good one as well. So again, that's just for my book clubs. So I've got Katie Colson, I've got Mel, I've got Olivia, Gavin, Jessica, and I have Kayla from Books and Lala, but I don't have a spread for her. So I have to figure out if I'm gonna go ahead and put a spread in here for her or not. The Literally Dead book club, I do have this page I could do, and I thought about it, but I think I want overflow for my read my shelves. I'm indecisive, but anyway, let's talk about some statistics, shall we? I wrote them down. So we're gonna go according to this tracker. So according to this tracker, I have read Brown is library books. So I read 35 library books. I did 8 audiobooks, 5 ebooks, 23 I physically owned that I read, and then 67 manga. Now, the manga splits up twice, or into 2 categories. So 42 manga were from the library, and 25 manga I physically owned. So I think that's pretty cool. And then for total books read so far this year is 135. Actually, I just finished another one, so that's 136. Total pages, 39,728 pages. Page count, 7% of the books I read were over 500 pages. 30% were between 300 to 499 pages. 64% were 300 pages or less. 11% of what I read was nonfiction, and 89% of what I read is fiction. Star rating wise, I gave 3 2 stars, 17 3 stars, 17 3.5 stars, 4 3.75 stars, 77 4 stars, 9 4.5 stars, 7 5-stars, and I've DNF'd 9 books. So that gives me an average rating of 3.84. So that's not bad. And then I did look at where I was getting my audiobooks. So I did 7 books from Libby, from a library. 10 books I had on Audible, and 8 books were from Scribd, which I pay $10 a month and you get access to their full library. So I was just kind of curious where my audios were the most prevalent, but I have over 300 books on Audible, so yeah, there's a lot there. So anyway, those are my challenges, those are my trackers. So in the comments below, let me know, are you using any of these? Do you have a version of any of these trackers? Do you find anything helpful? You're gonna take inspiration from anything I've did? Have you done something I've did? Have you changed up something that you saw wasn't working? Do you have any other challenges that I could possibly do? Because clearly I don't have enough challenges. So yeah. And then at the front here I have best book of the year, which again is why I have the bracket that I haven't figured out what I want to do with it yet. Where is it? Where is it? Literally, where did it go? Oh, there it is. Yeah, I don't know what I want to do here to find my best book of the year. So it's basically the best book of every month, which I do log. So my favorite book of every month is on that monthly page. And so those will go in the according month. And then you'll get your top 6, and then the final 3, and then the best book of the year. So I'm not really sure if this is the layout I want. I had it different last year, and I'm not sure if I'm happy with it, but it's a whole other thing. So thanks for coming by, friends. Thanks for hanging out with me, and have a good day on purpose. Like, comment, share if you want to. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you again for another video soon. Bye, guys.
Now my wheels in motion and my